In the first episode about the divine consciousness at our level of duality, we talked about being balanced between that which has manifested or the everything and that which is yet to manifest, which is the no thing or nothing. On a human level, we can identify a similar duality, that which we know and that which we do not know. As our ancestors evolved, they first started where they were ignorant of the concept of not knowing. But it is essential to recognize that they were not aware that they did not know. They were trying to survive, and their knowledge base was limited. They were not aware of planets, space travel, countries away from where they existed. Our ancestors functioned a lot by instinct. They spent a lot of time not knowing what was happening or what they could predict. They were on the other side of duality. They needed to balance that with knowing. As civilization progressed from survival, discovering fire, and gathering knowledge, our ancestors began to know more and more. The axial period, which we discussed in a previous episode, also suggests that there might have been a herd mentality where knowledge is shared with the groups around without actual contact. Our ancestors began their journey from not knowing gradually to knowing. But as this was taking place, their brains expanded like a sponge to incorporate new possibilities. It was knowing more that created more brain storage circuits and options. The brain capacity and new knowledge were expanding at the same time. However, the information gathered was important, necessary, and indispensable for their survival and ultimately ours. Our ancestors were more in harmony with nature. They were aware of threats, survival, and experiencing different emotions. We need to ask ourselves how evolution has affected us and our brains currently. Is the brain adjusting in harmony with the information with which we flood it? How much of the information that we feel compelled to seek is necessary? If not, what is it doing to us? We convince ourselves that new technology will make our world more accessible. We can have everything at our fingertips. But is that what we are experiencing? What we are sharing is more stress, anxiety, depression, obsessive behavior. We have more serious autoimmune disorders and medical illnesses. We are creating more drugs to deal with what we are creating. Our anxiety compels us to look for answers. Just go on the internet and the answer will be there. I was so surprised recently when I searched how to open a locked bedroom door from the inside. Not only were there so many posts in video and instructional form, but I was amazed at the number of people who had visited the sites for just this one topic. We are becoming addicted to knowing. There has to be an answer somewhere for us. The bedroom door lock creates anxiety, and this emotion drives us to need to know how to fix the issue. As mentioned in a previous episode, human beings are emotional creatures, not rational ones. Our emotions drive us to remedy what we see as a problem. We fix the problem, but we do not address the feeling that triggered the action. Seeking an answer to the question teaches us to default from the emotion to the fix our anxiety creates. We are flooding ourselves with needing to know. This process puts us into the emotional judgment that we described before. Objective judgment is from where we need to solve problems. How do we return to be in the not knowing arena when we face such a situation? We need to control the emotional trigger. Knowing how to be at peace with not knowing takes us to that place of grace, surrender, non-judgment, and faith. It takes us nearer to our connection with the divine. Needing to know triggers the monkey mind. Managing the monkey mind is found in our series on Something is Not Right with Spirituality. How committed we are in needing to be comfortable with not knowing also tells us where we are on the spiritual path. The challenge of being in a state of not knowing is dependent on our commitment to our journey. The irony is that gathering the information on not knowing and doing nothing about it is gathering knowledge or knowing. Putting ourselves on the path as a student is creating wisdom and moving closer to the divine. We commit despite not knowing. In the next episode, released after 2 psychedelics and spirituality episodes, will be about the lies we tell ourselves on our spiritual journey.